person is going to speak, what the subject is, and they could load up the people's lecture. You know, they have a website where it's super, just finish here, it's going right over, or it go right on their website, right? And you could get the speaking or written. That stuff is easy and it don't cost much. Just a little cooperation, just a little organization. Muslim-orientated Christian missions, with a case study of the Red Sea mission. You know, what they doing to what they saying to Muslims over there. One thing I remember in a book on Muslim Brotherhood, the missionaries would say, you're not going to usually convert too many Muslims to Christianity, which is basically true. Very few, compared to the amount that we convert to Islam, with Allah's help. Even in the Muslim world, you ain't gonna see no whole lot of people running from Islam. When they read 2 minutes of, when they read certain literature, they'll automatically, they just know, oh, that ain't, you know. Anyway, but now just imagine, one of the things that they said, we don't have to convert them. All we have to do is get them to hesitate. Hesitate, you know, you hesitate on action. So as usual, we use that, hesitate is to delay, to put off. So they had it there as a bad thing. So we're going to develop a whole program of hesitation. You know, hesitation is the same as delay. But see, it's different than procrastination. See, they got it all down as procrastination. And remember, if we're going to start tracking, we're going to go where nobody, everything we use has to be different. No, it don't have to be different. But we have to investigate things that haven't been investigated before. That's our job. Okay, now we'll go to fill the Negro void. If there's no stage and there's no platform, then we build it ourselves. If there's no stage for what we're talking about, we build it. We build it ourselves. We've been doing it all along, but we've been cruising, you know. And to them, cruising would be hesitation, but for us it ain't. It's not, because whether they know it or not, it goes back to this person we used to call Negrocious. Negrocious lived in 3 periods of time at the same time. He can incorporate it. Now, technically, only Allah can do that, you know, because the past, present, and the future is all the same to Allah. It ain't no such thing. For Allah, there's no past, present, and the future. It just is. And it'll always be is. That's kind of hard to fathom. You know what I mean? It really, we can talk about it, but when you sit down and you mean always, how long is always? 79 trillion years? How long is that? Well, it's forever. It's okay to say that, but when you sit down and think about it, that means it's not going to end. That is a long time. And remember, they just talk about the earth has been here 4.5 billion years. And then they kind of hypothesize it'll be here another 4.5 billion years. Well, I mean, mathematically, you know, the sun will eventually burn out, right? Because it's material and it's burning and burning and burning. So it's going to burn out. No way soon, I hope, but when it burn out, what's going to happen to the dear oceans? Well, boy, it's going to freeze. It may take 30 million years for them to freeze, you know what I mean? For the things to get a little cold here and there, a little, you know. Okay, so if there's no platform, we have to build a platform. If there's no position to stand upon, to educate and train and to lead the people in the right direction, right? Then we have to build that. So that's part of our job. To build a platform for justice, to build a platform for truth. It's our job to, or it's part of our job, to be in these, to be able to associate the past and the present, but then forecast and kind of predict the future. And I mean the future within our, within our arena. We're not responsible for way up there. Because way up there, I mean, you know, the human being's gonna be here a while if he don't blow it. You know, he could blow it, he could blow it. I don't put nothing past him, you know. But I don't think he's gonna, I don't think Allah is gonna allow him to do that. You know, I think that he's gonna get it. Like Winston Churchill said, you could count on the Americans to do the right thing after they've exhausted, what did he say? After they've exhausted every other avenue, finally they're going to do the right thing. Of course, he was talking about them becoming the arsenal of democracy. You guys got to help us against these Germans. Hey, man, this is a big deal here. And remember, they're coming to get you next, and just let them. And you got the Japanese over there, they done knocked us out of Shanghai, they done knocked us, so hey, man, don't look too good. So actually, Winston Churchill did a good job of getting Roosevelt and them ready. Because when World War II happened, they was already ready. Why? Because Churchill had got them ready for it. They was calling it the arsenal of democracy. Yes, they lie a lot, but you remember they lie according to their own, what's in their head. The arsenal of democracy. Good God Almighty. It don't make no difference. Well, anyway, past, present, and future. Now, that's part of our mission, or our adopted mission, is to incorporate past behavior, you know, in people, in environments. And what do people do in certain circumstances? Right? What do the human being do in certain circumstances? And in time, you can start getting it pretty much right. Now, I feel that we've done that with the system. Now, I also feel that the system should be able to do the same thing with us. If we can sit right there and we can study Boss Man, and we can forecast ahead, and it's very correct, he should be able to look at us. He don't need no snitches or nothing that tell him nothing. He ought to be able to look at, he got the whole history. This is Negro history, right? This is what he do. This is what he done all the time. And this is what they should be able to study our exact evolution and everything. It shouldn't be no trouble. It ain't no trouble for us to analyze, oh, Boss Man, we sit around and make jokes of it. And it comes out right all the time. It comes out right. Okay, he may not You know, when you're going into a decline, you may not be as fast as you was, when, and then your time is ending. Boss man is missing the point a lot. And everything, yesterday, it must have been yesterday, I didn't even listen to it all. Don had told all the white folks that, what Barack Obama did, Osama bin Laden was a hoax. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all saw that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he said, just type in Osama bin Laden hoax. What he had told them, because they had one of the guys that was participating in it. From my understanding, and I only watched 2-3 minutes of it, because I was doing something, that Osama bin Laden, now we done said this 10,000 times, right? Then what they mean? If they had Usay and Kusay and they had them laid out almost, dead, showing them off, right? The European, if he kill you and he still got your body, he gonna drag you down the street in front of everybody, right? He ain't gonna go throw you in the ocean. It was 2 or 3 people he was supposed to throw in the ocean. And Osama was one of them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And the pictures you see from Osama from the back, he said, that old Osama bin Laden, right? So I don't know if you got it, but does it say that, that Donald said it was a hoax?
Yeah, I see it here. What is this, the Washington Post? Okay, yeah, so Donald Trump had retweeted an article alleging that Biden and Obama may have had a SEAL Team 6 killed. Yeah, so apparently Trump retweeted a link saying that it was a set. That Osama.
It was a whole. It was phony.
See, the thing is, he retweeted a QAnon.
Oh, okay.
And QAnon is the conspiracy link, so he retweeted that and said,
But see, you got to remember, all of those people are part of the same team.
right.
Oh, right. And
That's why we can't get hooked up. We don't run after. We done already said what we thought about it. If they happen to say something that we didn't say it, we just said, well, good for you.
Right.
Whether it's cute, but remember, they're going to overload them with conspiracies. Half of the things they're going to say is going to be close to true or true.
Right. Yeah,
right? But it's to spin their brains around. And sometimes they tell the things as true, and they classify it as a conspiracy theory, and they got their people all out there. They got, Alex Jones make me so sick. He just make you sick. He said, y'all didn't kill all the people, the little kids. Of course they killed the kids. So he said they didn't kill them, and then all the other conspiracies. They said, see, all these are conspiracies. Just like 9/11. They would put out, you'd be able to see this happen, that didn't happen. It was a controlled implosion. You can see that. Okay. Then they give you their reasons why. Every reason they give you, they can point at it and say it. Or they give you 10 reasons, they can check you on 4 of them. That's a hoax. Or the missiles coming to hit the Pentagon, you know what I mean? And they show you, well, a plane didn't make that little space right, and that's true. And they said it had to be a missile, and then, well, it's true. And then they don't have no doggone the airplane parts around there picking up, right? Just imagine, where's a wheel? You got a wheel or 2? How about a couple of wheels? No, they blew up or they burned. Wait a minute, hold it. No. Let's go back to crash sites. You gotta remember how gullible people are, man. We gotta be nice to these people. And you gotta treat them right, but you gotta treat them carefully, because they'll wind up mad at you. You gotta be careful how you, okay, oh, this happened, that happened, da. Because see, the Zionists and the top Americans are using their children and their family. And they're the ones that's suffering. Okay, we started this stuff way back when. Because that's the pattern of behavior of the system. Okay. So if we can study them and we can forecast their behavior, they should be able to do, we've been here with it, boss man been riding and talking with us all along, and he ought to be able to, do the same to us. Well, he can, but there's still a touch of arrogance and what have you. You got to remember, arrogance is not something we can have and want to be successful. We can't do it. Well, you'd have to have a little experience with it. When I was so-called Big Hank and all that, there came a short period. Well, I'm Big Hank. I wanted to be like that. That's good. That's good. You get lucky. You realize, I don't care who you are. You got to read that thing like it is, not like you want it. You see what I mean? Okay. Exceptionalism and all of that stuff. Counting on we've been through this 1,000 times, we beat them all the time. Well, this is not to remember the Alamo days. When you ask volunteers to step forward and everybody step forward, right? And they know they're going to, the Americans not like that. Oh, no, they're not. I don't care. You can jump up and down all you want. They're not like that. They're not like that at all. And then they exaggerate a little bit about that too. But we have to show the world a better way. A good way. And in order to do that, we can't have, I like this, that crew is my friend, so I'm going to interpret it the way they like it. You can't do that. Oh, sir. You have to be on the money. Not only for the Quran's sake and Hadith's sake, and history's sake, right? And we have to feed it through that whole, sift everything through that process. Through the Quran. It's got to be sifted right through the Quran. Then it has to be sifted through the prophetic traditions. And then history. And then our interpretation from our background. And we're not using our background to change it, but the black man is God, the white man is, we're not using those dumb stuff like that. We're just saying that if the Chinese can practice communism with Chinese characteristics, and it's still communism, then we can practice Islam with Negro characteristics because it's been filtered through that whole process. So we can't say, well, since we black, it means the blear-eyed devil means the blue-eyed devil. That's what, because that's what some people wanted to say. The glaucoma, the little ringer. Yeah, we can't do that. Okay, so show the world a better way. Financial plans and economic plans. It would seem like a state system that has survived. Now, when I say a state system, you got to remember, Iran is a state system that they have went through everything now. In the early days, in 88 and 89, the revolution was only 10 years old. now it's decades and decades. It's over 40 years old, right?
Right, yeah.
This is a miracle. I mean, and it's a miracle every week. It's a miracle per day. With the stuff they're doing to it, hey, you can't explain that except that it's God protecting them. Of course they're doing what they can. But they have corruption, and the more hungrier, the more pressure they put on, the more people steal money. Because I got to steal this here. My wife and children are going to starve to death. And it ain't but $2, $3 coming in. So that sometime during these tight periods, they steal more, but it's still there. And look at the impression that the world is getting now. Hey, you guys can do it, I can do it. So we have to show the world a better way. Now here in America, as we said, if there's no platform, if there's no stage, then we have to build that stage. Here in America, stand up on that stage and present these very valuable realities, you know. And just think about it. It just that nobody else even cares enough about the Muslims or the people of America to even tell them the truth. Either they don't know it's the truth, either our people around here, they don't know the truth. Either they don't know, because they're not saying, they're saying, you got two hadith that said this, that, and another, and this is bid'ah, and that's going to turn. They don't say nothing about the Quran, the hadith. If they face our direction, if they eat our food, if they pray our prayers, then they part of the ummah. They go find one little thing that say, maybe two at the most. If this right here, this is bid'ah, and bid'ah means you're going to run away from it. You have a choice to use your aql, your reason. And people that do that, I'm not against them, but that's a cowardly interpretation. It's cowardly because it allows you, it's like Jesus died for our sins. If I accept that, then I'm headed for heaven. That's the way they act. If I accept that one hadith, it's going to be 72 groups. They all going astray except one or seven or some big number like that. Right? I'm going to be in that one group. And they said, well, that's the one that followed the Quran and my Sunnah.